Bring on the horror! Evil Dead chick presents horror mania. The scariest time you will ever experience on YouTube. Get ready to be thrilled, chilled, and fulfilled by my quest to see every horror movie ever made. Bring on the vampires, zombies, and werewolves. Don't forget the maniacs slashing their way through your front door. The ghosts, the ghouls, and the creepy critters under your feet. Bring on the horror! Evil Dead chick presents Horror Mania!
Hi, I am Ozzy the Wonder Squirrel. Don't forget to watch Evil Dead Chick on Deadites on Deck on YouTube. Oh, and subscribe, man.
Take out the trash. Why? There might be something delicious in all that slop. Put out the air fresheners. Place a clothespin on your nose. Let's dig into the cream of the crop. Celluloid trash. It stinks, but we must watch. Celluloid trash. It stinks, but we must watch.
Howdy, gang. Hey, the poet, and welcome to yet another edition of Celluloid Trash. Here in a little bit, we're going to be talking about Elves from 1989, directed by Jeff Mandel, and Ghost House from 1988, directed by Umberto Lenzi. And you're going to hear all my thoughts on these two films. Elves I had never seen, surprisingly, before today. So I watched it today. It's fresh in my mind. Ghost House, I feel like I've seen it 1,000 times. So you're going to hear my thoughts on both of those films here in just a few minutes. But I did want to remind you of stuff we've got coming up. We do have a Horror Mania coming up tomorrow night. I just don't have it up there yet. I've got to get my movies together so I know which ones I'm going to be talking about. But we have an Insomnia Cure coming up Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, covering films that I think would put you to sleep from 1972 to 1973. Thursday night, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, is another They're All Messed Up, and we'll be talking about House on Straw Hill and Haunts. And Friday, we've got a special, extra special, Evil Dead Chicks, Be My Deadly Valentine Slumber Party. We're going to be watching Schizoid, so come on over, bring your best slumber party attire. or wear your best slumber party attire and have the pizza or your nachos or whatever it is that you would want to have at a slumber party. And this is not just for ladies, you know. Guys can come too. You can wear your nice comfy pajamas or, you know, t-shirt and lounge pants or shorts, whatever it is that you relax in, okay? So, for Valentine's Day night, if you don't have anything special planned for Valentine's Day night, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, it's going to be a My Bloody Valentine watch along. And look out, the all new and improved Yellow Steve might make an appearance. And we've also got, later on this month, we've got a Cannibal Holocaust watch along coming up as well. And hopefully you watched some of the stuff that I've had up lately. We had the return of Friday Foolish. I had a My Path to Becoming a Positive Renegade, Chapter 6. Haters Gonna Hate, but do they need to? I had a Evil Dead Chicks Top 10 Halloween Clones of the 80s. Celluloid Trash, talking about cannibal hookers and the chilling. Horror Mania Episode 4, covering the years 1912 to 1916. Insomnia Cure for 1988 to 89. They're all messed up, talking about the swinging barmaids and Alice, Sweet Alice. Another Evil Dead Chicks Top 10 Films of Deadly Love, just in time for Valentine's Day. There's a Shining watch along. Another My Path to Becoming a Positive Renegade, Chapter 7. It's time for a reality check. Another Celluloid Trash, talking about Creature and Deathball. Horror Mania Episode 5, talking about horror movies from the years 1917 to 1919. Insomnia Cure, going back to the 70s, talking about films that I think would put you to sleep from 1970 to 1971. They're all messed up, talking about Drive-In Massacre and Eaten Alive, and that is the Toby Hooper Eaten Alive, not the Cannibal Eaten Alive. Evil Dead Chicks Slasher Fest returned with The Prowler. We got yet another Evil Dead Chicks Top 10 Australian slashers. And last night, My Path to Becoming a Positive Renegade, Chapter 8, Reflection and the Self-Love Club. So we had all of that in the past, plus we've got stuff going on all this week. So I hope you guys and gals are excited about that. And I just want to remind you real quick before we get to the movies, is that there are several different ways that you can support me and the channel, and it won't cost you a dime. One of those ways is by subscribing. You've heard of Elves but never seen it. Well, again, I never saw it before today, the poet. I always had planned to watch it and just never got around to it. There's never a bad time, folks, to subscribe to not only my channel, but anybody else's channel that you're enjoying the content that they're putting out. All right? I'm not going to, stop by your house and knock on your door. I'm not going to try to Google your address, your place of residence, and come over and try to minister to you or sell you cookies and candy bars. I'm not going to interrogate you about, how many of these streams and videos did you watch, or how many did you not watch? Guys, gals, I just look at the numbers. I'm not trying to attach a name to anything, right? Okay, so you can also do what kids suggested. You can share one of my videos that you especially enjoyed and tag my channel in it at Deadites on Deck. And that really helps out. Doesn't cost you anything, right? And it's a minimum of clicks to get there, right? And typing. And once you subscribe, you can hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the new content I've got coming out. And you can hit that like button on stuff that you especially enjoy. And heck, if you enjoy it all, hit that like button all across the board. And here's one more way that you can support me and the channel. It won't cost you a dime, won't cost anybody you tell about the channel a dime. And it kind of goes along with Kits's suggestion to share videos is by sharing with friends and family members that you think might also enjoy the content I'm putting out. Share my channel handle with them at Deadites on Deck. And if you feel so inclined and are financially able, if you want to head on over to the Deadites on Deck horror shop at deaditesondeck.com, or join my Patreon, join the channel, whatever, give me super chats and super stickers during a stream. But I've got lots of content or lots of items on the shop site at deaditesondeck.com. So if you feel so inclined and financially able, please check it out. And if you're not into horror, folks, hey, I do custom work. I will work with you for logos, for t-shirts for a ball team, or if you've got a new business or side business and you need logos put on shirts, hats, mouse pads, tote bags, what have you. I'm your gal. I will work with you even if you don't have a logo already. If you just have the seed of an idea, please share with me. Fill that out on the handy dandy form that's on the homepage of the shop site, and I will work with you. And I give you a bulk discount if you buy items in bulk: t-shirts, hats, mouse pads, tote bags, what have you. We also have candles, scented candles, and blended teas. And there's a whole bunch more stuff as soon as I get off my lazy duff and put it up there. And here's something else. No matter who you are or what you buy, I offer a flat rate of shipping that is only $6, folks. That doesn't matter if you buy 1 item, 10 items, 50 items, 100 items, 200 items. It's still $6. Now, you can't get that kind of deal very many places that I know of. So, with all that out of the way, let's get to these movies. So, the first one is Elves from 1989, folks. They're not working for Santa anymore. And yes, this does definitely have Dan Haggerty in it. Dan Haggerty must have been needing money or something, because when I covered, and now I can't remember what the movie was now, but I covered a movie not very long ago that Dan Haggerty was in it as a security guard. And he's a cop on this one, or an ex-cop that got fired for being an alcoholic. And here's the funny thing. He's practically homeless, but he has the most well-groomed hair and beard of any nearly homeless person I've ever seen in my life. But it's Dan Haggerty. So we've got Dan Haggerty, we've got Nazis, and we've got a killer elf. It says elves, but I only saw one elf in the film. So this tells the story of a very twisted story of Nazi experiments where they wanted to create a master race using an elf and a virginal young woman. So there's, some, I don't know if I can get away with saying the I word on here, but Daddy basically has relations with his daughter, gets her pregnant because he's a Nazi scientist, and they want to use the product of that union when she gets older to mate with this elf creature and create a master race. That was the Nazis' plan, apparently. So not only, like I said, do you have Dan Haggerty, but you also have a very creepy looking 2-foot elf that doesn't look like Santa's elf at all. And you have Nazis. And you have one of the bitchiest mothers ever. Not a stepmother. This woman is evil. She's crazy evil. Um, she takes away her daughter's money that she's been putting into a savings account. She kills her beloved cat, drowns it in the toilet. Um, I'm like, this woman is evil to the core. So, a lot of times you would have evil, step parents in movies, but occasionally it would be the real parents. For instance, on Deadly Friend, directed by Wes Craven, you have a father who is evil, you know. So, and it's Christy Swanson's character's father in the film. And as Joe Bob has said, the 80s were a time of evil parents and evil step parents as well. So this had a evil, blood parent. It wasn't a step parent. So I was thinking when I started out that I probably wasn't going to care much for it, but it wasn't too bad. And I enjoyed, following Dan Haggerty around in this movie. I mean, Dan Haggerty, people can make jokes and stuff like that about Dan Haggerty being in these horror movies, but I think it really works for these low budget type of deals. It was fantastic. And it's not like Dan Haggerty is a bad actor. He was a lot better than, the teenage girls in this. So I enjoyed it. Good little creature film. I didn't, I didn't hate it or anything. Was it the best thing I've ever seen? No, but for a horror film, I thought it was pretty decent and I had fun with it. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a rating. And I'm going to go ahead and give it 4 deadites out of 5. I think it was, worthy of that. It wasn't a 5 level, but close. Close. So that's Elves. And the next one is one, like I said, I feel like I've seen this one 1,000 times. And that's Ghost House, directed by Umberto Lenzi. And this one came out in 1988, so just a year before Elves came out. This came out. Okay, I absolutely love this film. It has great gore scenes in it. Not quite as good as Superstition. It's pretty daggone close. I think Lindsay did a good job with this. He has a pseudonym that he uses, Hubert Humphrey or Herbert Humphrey or something like that. But it's Lindsay. Nevertheless, it's Umberto Lindsay that directed this. So we have at the beginning of this movie. Now, I will say, make sure that you get a good copy of this movie. In fact, I think, do I have it over here or am I going to have to? I forgot that I had a double feature of this and Witchery. Here it is. But I would suggest, watching a high def version of Ghost House. Now, I have the double feature that Scream Factory put out a few years back with both Ghost House and Witchery on it. And of course, I like Ghost House better than Witchery. Let me see if I can see if this might be available from the usual suspects, folks. This is also known as La Casa 3 as well. Doesn't have very good acting in it, folks. I ain't gonna lie about that, but that's not really why I watch it. So you can watch this on Tubi. And Tubi does have high def versions. So I would try Tubi if you have access to Tubi. Humphrey Humbert, that was the pseudonym that Lindsay used. But so we have this evil little girl and her creepy ass clown doll. It's about on level of the Poltergeist clown. If y'all, I know a lot of y'all have seen Poltergeist and saw that clown doll. But the little girl, I don't know if she's possessed by the clown doll. I don't know if she was always like this, but she kills the cat at the beginning, and her father is like, Henrietta, why would you do that to one of God's creatures, basically? And she doesn't talk or anything. She just carries his clown doll around. And every time the clown doll smiles with those jagged teeth, you know all hell's going to break loose in this movie. So the parents get killed in a very spectacularly gruesome way. Then we fast forward to the present, which was 1988, probably 87 or 88. And we have a guy who, it's kind of like a ham radio or CB radio that he has. And he, talks to people on it. But as you know, with a lot of electronic devices, there's something called interference. And so he's getting ready to shut his radio off for the night. And this voice says, who are you? What do you want? And then you hear a blood curdling scream. So they use the radio to figure out where this voice was supposed to have originated. And they end up going to the house where Henrietta lived with her parents. And over the course of the film, they find out that Henrietta obtained the clown doll because her father was an undertaker, apparently. And he stole the doll from a child who had died. And I think that's what caused all the problem. So basically, the ham radio guy and his girlfriend, they show up at this house. There's already people there. And they let them listen to the voice. And it turns out to be the voice of one of the people that was already there. And they just can't figure it out. But so periodically, the creepy little girl, Henrietta, her ghost, shows up with that creepy ass clown doll. And again, every time the clown doll smiles, somebody is going to die in a very gruesome way. And that's what I like about this movie. Like I said, does it have the best acting? No, it doesn't. And it's dubbed. It's definitely dubbed, you can tell. And that doesn't help, the acting or anything else like that. So, but the main reason for me for watching this is that creepy girl, the creepy ass clown doll, and the deaths in this. And if that's what you're looking for with Ghost House, then yeah, I would get on Tubi and just watch it for free and see what you think. Because Tubi's probably got a pretty decent copy of it. And the reason why I say you primarily want to watch a high def version of it is so you can see those beautiful death scenes in this, or these unique and very gruesome death scenes. And, I remember back in the day when I rented this sucker, because I rented this back in my video rental days. And I liked it, but I was like, man, I wish I could see these death scenes better because the print was so dark. So when I was able to watch it on Blu-ray, I was like, now you're talking. This is better. You're not squinting to see in this muddy print these deaths. You get to see them, and they are, in my opinion, spectacular, folks. So I'm going to go ahead and give a rating for Ghost House. And I'm going to give it 5 deadites out of 5 because I just enjoy this one so much. If I'm really wanting to sit down and watch a gore film that I don't just have to expend much energy on it or mind power or anything, I just sit there and enjoy the special effects, right? Then you're going to get that with Ghost House. Definitely going to get that with Ghost House. Hey, Hope. I'm sorry I'm almost about ready to get off here, but I need to watch Ghost Shark. I'll keep that in mind. I've been here, you know, that Iron Lung movie you told me about. I've been hearing a lot of good things about that from people that went to see it. I tried to get Steve to take me to see Send Help at the movies, but he says, oh, already, cough, downloaded a copy of it. So I guess I'll be watching that one at home. But once I see it, I'll let you guys and gals know what I thought of it. They're not showing it around you guys? Oh, that's a shame, Hope, because I know that you were excited about that. But the new Scream movie, Steve says we are going to go to the movies to see that. So be on the lookout after we see that for a new Highway to Hell with me and Steve talking about the new Scream movie. So I guess that is it from me for tonight. But be sure to tune in tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for the new episode of Horror Mania, folks. We're getting into the 1920s now. So some of you guys and gals that maybe weren't so interested in those early films, maybe you'll start to get interested in the 1920s films. And then we're good, you know, it can only get better from here, right? And, you know, again, I'm really enjoying these, even though they're silent films and stuff like that. I'm still enjoying them. I'm really enjoying getting to go back and watch these really old movies that I had never seen before. And it's just such a shame that so many of them, the early ones, were lost and I didn't get to see them. But, you know, at least I can learn about them and share what I learned with you guys. Hey, kids. Yeah, I love a fair share of silent films as well, kids. And I hate, again, that I'm getting ready to get off here when Hope came in and Kits came in. Although you guys and gals may have been watching, you know, some of you may have been watching instead of being in the chat. And that's awesome. And you can watch it on the replay too. So anyway, I guess I'm going to call it a night for tonight. But again, be sure to tune in for all of the programming I've got coming up this week and into Valentine's Day night, folks. Again, if you don't have anything special that you're doing on Valentine's Day night, be sure to tune in for the My Bloody Valentine watch along and Friday the 13th, plus the day before Valentine's Day, we've got a Evil Dead Chick slumber party, and we're going to be watching Schizoid. Sorry, wrong movie. But anyway, as always, I'm off like a dirty shirt. This shirt ain't dirty, but I'm off like one. And I want to remind everybody, as I always do, excuse me, before I get off of here for the night, to be kind to one another and blaze that trail. Have a fantastic rest of your Monday, folks. And I'll see everybody next time.